If you're up early, so are we. Entertaining talk radio.
Winning.
Hear us on 1260 AM and 96.1 FM.
And welcome back to Beyond the Curve, providing strategic insights on international business and international law. I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Dr. Adriana Sanford. Right now, we're going to talk about cybercrimes, something that affects everybody at all walks of life, big business, small business, and ma and pa at home. Anybody who uses a computer probably has been or potentially will be a victim of cybercrime. Now, while cyberspace has only been around since the mid-90s, the impact has been so profound and sudden that today it's considered one of the great legal frontiers.
Yes, Jeffrey, it is. And unfortunately, criminal laws in some countries have been unable to keep the pace. These fraudulent companies are being located in countries where they can sell counterfeit product. They're set up through internet purchasing, online purchasing, getting a wide array of victims. I'm
one of them. No, I'm serious. I bought some accessories for my phone, but I did it with an internet company. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm only spending $15 and I'm getting all of these accessories. Every single one of them broke. And then I go to call that company, and it was a huge pain and a mess to try to call them and talk to them, and I finally just gave up.
Right, and this happens frequently, and one of the ways that we were able to catch some of these scams was that victims would file complaints with their credit card companies, Visa, American Express. If you file a complaint with a credit card company, you don't have to pay if you explain what's happened.
I should have done that.
Well, and a lot of people do that, but the sophisticated crooks actually learned how to manipulate this system as well, because they realized that the credit card companies would then go ahead and report it to the government, and they were cracking down on them very quickly and closing them up. So what the crooks started doing is they started using call centers. There would be a little number and a call center so that you could call.
I called it.
Right. And they will keep you on the phone, and they'll tell you, they'll handle your complaint. And before they tell you basically that they're going to send you a new product or whatnot, they ask you for a whole bunch of additional information.
And I got frustrated with that, and I was busy, didn't have time for it. I'm like, you know what, forget it. Never mind. I'm just never buying anything from you again. And I hung up. That's where they won.
Well, they didn't win.
They won because they took all my money and I didn't push it any further. I won because I was lucky. I got off the phone.
You got off the phone, exactly. Because what usually happens is, depending on the person that they're talking to, they will get all sorts of confidential information prior to addressing your problem, and this allows them to further defraud their victims in the future. So actually, you got off easy with $15.
Yeah, that I do count myself lucky for getting out there, but there's all sorts of other situations where you can just sort of stumble into it accidentally, and you never saw it coming. You can be smart as the day is long, but they are constantly looking for new ways to get at you. I mean, beyond the financial transaction-related verticals, what are some of the ways cyber criminals are developing to capitalize on us unsuspecting victims?
Well, another method is the scareware industry.
You've got a virus. You've got a virus. You need to scan this computer and clean it. And you're like, I don't know that program.
Right, exactly. They have programs that fake scanning your computer. They inform you that all of a sudden your computer's been corrupted.
And you think it's a program that was already in your computer that is giving this warning. Because a lot of people maybe are not as experienced with computers and operating systems, and they see that and they think, oh, my computer is talking to me.
I have seen a couple of these, and they come on very quickly, and within a few seconds it says you've got, hundreds of viruses, and quickly your computer's about to shut down. You better pay this fee. And you struggle to look for your credit card, and all of a sudden you realize, wait a second, it's an impulsive thing because you're trying to save whatever it is you've been working on.
If that happens, just close everything. Don't hit cancel or don't say yes or no. Just close the entire browser, close everything, and get out of there. You don't want to click on anything at that moment.
Right. You don't want to click no thanks. You don't want to click anything. You just shut it down. I've known people that have paid these fees, and this is the dangerous part. The second you pay the fee, it says your computer is now working properly. And at that point, what they do is they will go ahead and embed other viruses into your computer to continue to take your information.
Right. They now have your financial information, and they own your computer. Basically, they can get in and do whatever they want. And what a lot of these guys sometimes do, they'll operate porn sites through your computer. They will put a bunch of nasty images and stuff in your computer and use your computer as a server while it's on to try to hide their activity and worse.
Right. And it's very difficult to capture these criminals because these are what are called borderless crimes. They will weave themselves, their communications through 3 or 4 countries before reaching their intended victims. So complaining is not enough. You need to be proactive. You need to be aware, because once this happens, it's very difficult for anybody to grab them. I've seen some of these internet companies located in countries like the Ukraine, or countries where governments just look the other way, or they're not sophisticated enough to deter it.
Speaking of geography, what are the particular trends in that? There's sports things in Brazil or entertainment in New York. Tell us more about that.
Right. Well, this is even another method or another way that cyber criminals take advantage and lure their intended victims. They use baits such as a search engine. You may be looking for a job and you may think that you're on Monster or Career Builder, and it looks almost identical, and you'll click on it, not realizing it is not the actual site.
And one little letter change in the address on the top still looks good to you. If you're not really paying attention, you're now on a foreign site and giving them all your information.
Right. They have all sorts of fixed strategies to capitalize on trends. Right now it's unemployment. Another one is, if you live on the East Coast, it's going to be entertainment in New York, or it's going to be the headline of the day, Chelsea's wedding.
Sexy pictures of Jeffrey O'Brien.
Or the release of the iPad, Apple's new iPad. That would be one that they could use as a bait. So be careful and, talk to your kids about it, because your 15-year-old may be clicking on current events such as the World Cup. And these are ways in which they are now getting into our personal information.
And by the way, if you do see a link that says sexy pictures of Jeffrey O'Brien, don't click on it. They don't exist. So the private sector, shouldn't they be assuming a more proactive role in ensuring a safe and secure online environment?
Well, they are in some countries more than others. The issue is law enforcement is often impeded by national borders, and cyber criminals are not. And often we as the countries don't have enough information, or it disappears before we are able to gather the data. Criminals will look for places where they can increase their chances that the data will become unavailable so that they can continue to attack. So really, top websites such as Google, Bing, Yahoo are all really helping, and they are taking a lead in protecting the private computer networks.
They should, because multinationals not only design, build, and operate the infrastructure systems and the related technologies, they actually have the know-how and the resources to detect the cybercrime. Shouldn't they be more involved in this?
They should, and they are. I want to mention another topic. You will get a call to your house, and it is a cold call. What they will do is they will say that it is the internet service provider that has received a report that there is a problem with your computer, and they'll direct you to a website, and they'll instruct you to download a program that permits that stranger on the phone to take control of your computer.
So they'll call you up and say, hey, buddy, you're about to get a virus. Here, we're telling all our customers where to go to download something to protect yourself.
Right. And since it's your internet service provider, you may believe it. You receive a call from a reputable software company, such as Microsoft. You immediately start to follow what they're saying, and the criminal then takes control of your computer and proceeds to install various viruses. So beware.
Wow.
Beware that this is another angle that they're taking. We don't know much about the internet, and we're learning, but unfortunately the cyber criminals are ahead of us, and we need to be careful.
That's right. Just be careful. Keep your eyes open. Let's hope that all of us working together can keep ahead of the bad guys at least a little bit. That's all the time we have for Beyond the Curve, providing strategic insights on international business and international law. We will see you next week. For Dr. Adriana Sanford, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien. Have yourself a great day.
NBC 1260 is KBSZ, Apache Junction.
Also operates on translator K241BQ at 96.1 FM.